488-8934, and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 7th and Van Doren. God bless you.
It's the fall sports season, and that means that the school year is back in session, and you're planning road trips for Nebraska football games and following your kids around to their different events. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car struggling through another season. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Lake and find your next ride. As your fall schedule gets busy, you'll need a reliable way to get to your destinations. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
If you're not advertising your business on your vehicle, you're missing out on a lot of potential clients, and it's time to change that. Automotive Solutions excels in vinyl wraps and company IDs. They offer B1G services with free warranties available, and they service all cars and diesel trucks too. They also service fleets, and if you push snow in the winter, get ahead now with your vehicles. Don't forget, ticket listeners receive a service discount on preventative maintenance. Call Automotive Solutions for an appointment at 531-249-5600 and stop by at 2040 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
What a day. I could sure use an afternoon pick-me-up. Hold up. The new 93.7 The Ticket location has a milk, coffee, and tea inside? Oh, yeah. This is a game changer. Need an afternoon pick-me-up? How about a coffee or smoothie on your way to work? Stop by the Ticket Mill location on 1040 O Street to get your go-to drink or try out our new game day drinks exclusive to the Ticket Mill location. We know it'll make your day a million times better.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mostly sunny skies to start, but showers and storms arriving this afternoon. We'll see a high around 82. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms likely with a low around 54. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies return with an afternoon high around 79. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Tailored Life is your headquarters for all things fall in Bennett. Make the short drive down Highway 2 for tons of items for your home, both indoors and outdoors. Check out their variety of potted trees, mums, and more. Plus, porch pots and landscape lighting to enhance the outside of your home. Don't forget their home goods for indoors, plus convenient drinks and snacks, most of which are produced locally. Visit Tailored Life today in Bennett and stay tuned to their Facebook page at Tailored Life 360 for food truck events coming up.
It happens. All of a sudden, you need a plumber. Just call Bryant, 467-1111. Problem solved with Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Everyone should have a collection of something. For some, it's stamps or coins, expensive cars, or even watches. But for a lot of people, it's sports cards. And there's no better way to grow your collection than with the help of Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's first and only collector-first sports cards and memorabilia shop. Capital City Sports Cards connects collectors of all ages and demographics with unique collectibles sure to bring any collection to life, no matter the budget. Visit Capital City Sports Cards near 56th and Old Cheney or through their eBay storefront. Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's premier sports card and memorabilia store. If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up, Jay Foreman, Austin Norman? We're the Old School crew today. DP is still out of town, on his way back, I imagine. We are brought to you by the Mercado, Certified Piedmontese Special Ingredients and Butcher Shop. 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, 85th and Andromat, and 168th and Maple up there in the the Metro, what you want to call it. Obviously, with the loss, a lot of that, we're going to dive into a lot of that. We got about 10 minutes, so I want to make sure we got my man BJ, and we got some text here. Culligan J is a great name. Culligan J says, Jay, I really want to hear from you just exactly how completely nullified our defensive line was. John and Cortland says 4 backside throws killed the Huskers. BJ in Wichita. I have a new fond. I like Wichita a little bit more than I thought it was.
Climbing the rankings for you?
Yeah, it is. It's a pretty cool city. So BJ says, how worried are you about the lack of a running game for Nebraska, and can that be fixed going forward? Gorilla Bear says Colorado is a better coach team than Nebraska, and that's sad. That's all. Listen, here's what I can say. We'll get to the text. We'll spend this first 10 minutes or so talking about the text and different texts throughout the day. It's like the one thing is like I'll say that you got to make sure. Now, granted, before I get started, so just make sure that people don't get all bent out of shape and act like I didn't watch the same game that you watched.
You were there. You saw it in person more than anyone.
Look, I'm not on the staff. I'm not a coach. I'm not a player. But if I was, or just I guess I could just go for my expectations. That can't happen, right? That shouldn't happen. In particular, I think we're too talented and too many good players and too many good coaches. And you got a coach here that wants to coach and be here. So that just can't. So that can't happen. So by no means was Saturday a like checking the positive mark. But also got to make sure that everybody pumps the brakes and understand my thought process on this season. And you guys can do whatever you want. I'm not here to, I think sometimes people use these airwaves to try to influence people's thinking. I don't do that. I just say, listen, I'm talking to you like if we were, I guess, at a bar drinking beer and just talking about my good and bad experiences. Is that I always said this season is a book of 12 singular chapters that majority of that most likely, ideally they flow. The flow is really, you start, you might have like the middle, build up, great finish, right? But I think realistically in a maturity year, what I like to call this season, whereas have expectations, you do all the work that's needed to meet those expectations, and then you go make those expectations come to real life, which is how you play. And how you play is how you prepare and all that stuff, right? So it's 12 one-week chapters. So every week is a new week. So, look, we were up until we had 5 good chapters and one, if you grade everything, now they all weren't A's, right? I would say the Illinois game was a D+. And then, C or above is probably a win. And then obviously this was an F-. If is that the lowest you can get at F-?
It is now.
You know what? I think I've gotten it. I will tell you. I think I was trying to think about this when I was coming in. I think there was a time I got an F-. That means on a paper. I was like, it was. It probably was plagiarism, but it just gave me an F-. So listen, we got an F-. That doesn't mean that you just kind of act like nothing happened. As far as the Culligan J, he has a great question here where he says, "You really wanted to hear from me about the nullification of our D line. Look, we just got outplayed, man. We didn't play good enough. Nobody played good. You don't get beat by 49 points and walk around like I played good. And if you are, then we need to change that mindset, because that's a mindset. That's an individual type of mindset. We need a selfless, not selfish. I don't think anybody is saying that. So I think we just got outplayed. I don't think it was anything fancy. I just think they were really well coached. I think they were better off. I said this Wednesday or Thursday. I think they're a better offensive line than a lot of people gave them credit for. They've done a really good. They got talented guys, NFL guys. Now whatever round that is, that's a lot of other things that go into it. Then they brought in a couple of transfers, I think, from Wisconsin. I think they have a former Wisconsin offensive line coach, so you knew that they're going to be well coached and tough. And I think the scheme that they run fits their skill set perfectly, and they just outplayed us up front, the defensive line. But I think there was at times I would tell you this, that I felt like the defensive line played good, and then the linebackers didn't play good. There's time the linebackers play, so it was the continuity wasn't there. And then there was a lot of runs where, the D-line did their job and a couple other guys didn't. And then we didn't have good alley and field players either. The angles to the ball. And so, I think there was a lot of leveraging blocks and not the ball, and that can make every part of your team look not as good as they could or should have. But definitely, I think, we're better than what we displayed Saturday. And that has, me saying that has no, I'm not going to change my opinion and say that we're better, like we're not, that's not us out there, but that's just what we put on tape.
Right. The way you prepare is the way you're going to play, right? Except what if it's not? Because we heard Matt Rule say back at the open scrimmage, he stopped the scrimmage, took his guys to the side and said, hey, y'all aren't doing what you're coached to do.
Yeah.
Right. You're doing things we haven't taught you to do. You're going back to your old habits just because the lights turn on. Right.
Yeah, and
I'm not at practice. I'm going to take Matt Rule's word for it that he was legitimately surprised that he didn't see this coming, that practice looked better.
I don't think this is the thing that's funny. And I would say this. I think the only way you're going to have a good team is the players. I keep saying this. Here's the head coach's job. And, or at least in my opinion, I think this really, really good head coaches over time, obviously they set the culture, it kind of, in theory, but they have a really detailed, enticing, motivating, realistic accountability plan. They have the whole plan. They're like that building over there. They put the whole blueprint. They got the blueprint. The culture is something that he can say that he wants. Well, then that comes down to generally, right, the guy that is the way coach, which Corey Campbell does a great job, and then the players. The players are your culture because they're going to uphold the standard in their own way, in a positive way of what you really want. And sure, yes, it does with the assistant coaches, but the players are around each other all the time. They eat together. They hang out together. They
live together.
They live together. They're with each other all the time. That's where the culture is. Like the culture doesn't start and then stop. It doesn't start when you walk into the football facility and stop when you leave. It's a
lifestyle. It's how you live.
It's right. The players have to own it, uphold it. Yes, you make some adjustments based on situations and stuff, but generally the players will set your culture. That's what sets your culture, man. That's why I'm so big on the players. Now, listen, this isn't, I'm not saying you need to fire players, but I can tell you, and I'm sure they'll tell you they need to play better.
They better tell you they need to play better.
And there's nothing. I mean, I had to say this. There's nothing wrong with me saying that that the players need to play better. They know it. It's not personal. It's not. I mean, they're all good kids, but you need to play better. Like, I don't care about all the the fluff and stuff. Like, I'm not trying to hear all that, man. I'm not big into being empathetic and your feelings and you worry about the prayer. I ain't trying to hear all that, man.
Just go play.
Because all I want is progress and not excuses. That's it. Progress. Are you making progress? Are you making excuses? Now, there are certain situations, like I even said, for Scott Frost, I'll tell you, all the other stuff that he did or didn't do, that's over here. Realistically, I can tell you, when COVID hit and everything shut down, it hurt Scott Frost and his team more than other teams in the Big Ten because we didn't have any idea how to win yet, and he was trying to instill it. So you took 2 steps back when you're trying to take 2 steps forward. That's just being honest. That's not an excuse. Everybody had the same situation, but every situation is not created equal because Ohio State's culture and the way that they're used to doing things and their talent and the development level, it was significantly different than Nebraska when you had to stop for, I don't know, however, it's
6 months.
6 months.
Yeah.
Right. So that's just being honest. Excuses are, time the game starts, some fictitious, pressure. I don't want to hear that. Because I don't want to hear that. Because you want to know why? Here's what somebody really told me. This is one of the best things that my man Lloyd Parker, I met him. So I met him in Charlotte. I knew him from playing basketball at Crosstown in Eden Prairie, Minnesota when I was in the off season. Right? I didn't know who he was. We're just up there playing. I was just trying to stay in shape. Me and some of the Vikings, like Dante Culpepper and Kenny Wright and Randy Moss play. We go up there and play.
Could Dante ball?
Yeah, he pokes you up though. Yeah, but he could hoop though.
Okay.
He could. Randy Moss could do his thing. KG used to come every once in a while, and he'd come with like 15 dudes. It's just
not fun anymore.
Yeah, it's like,
Anyway, sorry, Lloyd Parker.
Well, anyway, so Lloyd. So I played against. So I met Lloyd and became friends with him when I lived in Charlotte. And we were talking about like somebody holding out, and he's like, you know what, Jay? Here's the problem with some guys. It was something that where the player was being really like irrational about either money or whatever. It's like, here's the problem with some guys like that. He said 99.9% of the people in the world don't give a damn. And he's like, you want to know why? He's like, because you're making more than not me. He's like, because that person's making more than they ever make. So nobody wants to hear any excuses. You got people that got like 4 or 5 kids and all this trying to make ends meet. So really at the end of the day, nobody wants to hear it. Nobody cares. All they care about is are you going to do your job or not? Now, is that fair? No. But also, there's a lot of these young guys across the United States of America that are 18 to 22, 23 years old are making more than the majority of adults that probably built the business up from scratch. So when they're paying their money to come see you, you do have an obligation. I'm sorry to tell you.
Yeah.
Right. And that's just being honest. Like we can keep it, what they say, keep it buck or whatever. I've learned a link. Like we can keep it 100. So there is responsibility, whether you like it or not. Like you're no longer an amateur when you start getting paid.
Yeah.
So you can't have it both ways. I always say, like, if you're somebody's playing tennis, when you have an argument, serve it, run over a volley, spike it back, never lose a point. Well, you just lost a point. So, I don't want, for me, like all the other stuff, I do understand those are other factors. But at the end of the day, at the very end of the day, there's a football game that needs to be played, and you got to want to play football. You have got to love football. You have got to love to compete. You have to have something that you're playing for that's bigger than NIL or something. You got to be obligated to your teammates. You do owe people stuff. You do owe your, because like if I'm a sophomore and like a Jason Peter and Aaron Taylor, these are dudes I got to see the rest of my life, man. That I got to make sure that I earn their respect because I'm a younger guy. That's my obligation to them because they laid the foundation for me and all that stuff. So it's a tricky slope, and it was just obviously a bad snapshot for Nebraska, and they just got to probably go through the process of dealing with it.
And that has been kind of the discussion all day. Is this a snapshot or is there more to come?
Well, I mean,
that's what fans are worried about. They say they've seen this movie before, and I said this is the worst Nebraska's played all year, pretty clearly.
Oh, it's not even close.
In a lot of facets, right?
It's not even close.
It was the worst Nebraska's played all year.
That's not even a question. I mean,
but because of that, right now it's the one-off. But guess what? You have another opportunity on Saturday, unless the world ends for some reason, to prove that, hey, you're not the team that was in Bloomington. Then you have another opportunity the week after that at home to prove you weren't the team that's in Bloomington.
Sure. Well, it's easy to say I've seen this before because you're playing Ohio State next. Yeah. If you were playing Purdue next or
even UCLA next,
that wouldn't be it. Like everybody said, well, let's see if you can wash it, get rid of it, and make it and make a 2 steps forward by winning a winnable game. So again, I keep saying, don't show up to a movie with your Rotten Tomatoes review already written. I'm going to assume it's a one-off. I think you can play better. And the score to me is until you start like, let's take a break. Then I can explain it because I'm going to explain to, at least in my opinion, what you have to like kind of really focus on, and then the mindset you need to have moving forward. Because I think that's as big as any of the schemes. Look, I appreciate the text. We'll get to them. You can talk about schemes, position groups, and all that. We'll get to that probably in the 5 o'clock hour. But until the 2 things that I'm about to mention after this break are addressed and fixed wholeheartedly, don't mean tiddly poo, like your boy Jim Moore. I love him, man. I just saw that video again. Anyway, you know what? If I was a head coach,
it's the anniversary coming up.
I know, but if I was the head coach of Nebraska, that probably would be my thing. It would probably be an epic ramp. Well, he didn't do tiddly poo, this, and this. And then they probably like, you know what? He doesn't have control of his emotions. We need to fire him. Anyways, Jay Foreman, Austin Orman, Old School. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP&J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It happens. All of a sudden, you need a plumber. Just call Bryant, 467-1111. Problem solved with Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive. Always honest answers.
Attention students and anyone else looking for a great deal. Sun Valley Lanes and Games has the ultimate weeknight special. For just $15.95, enjoy unlimited bowling, lucky putt mini golf, and laser tag. Flash your college ID at check-in to receive $2 off your admission. It's the perfect way to unwind Sunday through Thursday nights. Check out sunvalleylanes.com for hours and availability. Sun Valley Lanes and Games, located at 321 Victory Lane.
Lincoln's best place to meet, eat, and compete. Sun Valley.
Hey everyone, Lance here with Black Label. We specialize in creating custom crafted decks, pergolas, patio covers, and more. Plus, our retractable screens, gazebos, and patio enclosures create the ultimate outdoor retreat. With over 50 years of combined experience, we're not just builders, we're creators of unforgettable memories.
Call them today at 402-730-6333 or visit blacklabelbuilt.com for a free consultation.
Let's turn your backyard dreams into reality.
Black Label Built, built to serve, built to last. The temperature and leaves are falling daily, so that means it's time for a new pair of shoes for the fall season from Brown Shoe Fit. Now, through October 31st, take $15 off any regular priced fall shoe and boots. Brands like Keen, Obos, Echo, Taos, and Atrex, all $15 off. Some exclusions may apply. See store for details. This is the sale that you've all been waiting for. So get down to Brown Shoe Fit on 66th and Q.
Hey guys, it's your girl Jordan from Starter Heyman Jewelers. My grandpa Don always made sure that our diamonds are the most exceptional you could find in the world. That's why we're introducing our exclusive Heartland Diamond Collection. If you're ready to add some sparkle to your life that you can see from across the room, the Heartland Diamond is for you. Stop in to Starter Heyman to see for yourself. Until next time, happy shopping, guys.
Have you been told by your physician that your testosterone level is fine, but you don't feel fine? Get a second opinion. If your testosterone level is 200, 350, even 500, and you still have symptoms, come to Limitless Male. We treat the person and the symptoms, not the number. Our mission is for you to feel optimal again. So if you're tired all the time, no energy, brain fog, muscle loss, nothing left in the tank, get your free consult at limitlessmale.com.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mostly sunny skies to start, but showers and storms arriving this afternoon. We'll see a high around 82. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms likely with a low around 54. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies return with an afternoon high around 79. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clutter for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Well, we're back. Jay Foreman, Austin Orman. Yes, we'll get to your text here at the bottom of the hour. There's a lot of stuff going on, but I think just like we said before, went to break, man. It's it's a hard time. Kids, you got to deal with like everything that the embarrassment, mad, anger, and all that. I mean, it should be natural. I mean, you earned it. I mean, you earned everything that's being said. Now, there comes a time and place you do have to move on now, because continuing to harp on it and replay a game that you can't go back and replay, isn't going to help you move forward. Now, here's the question now we got from the text line. How do you do it? There's two things that need to happen, right? And the first one is kind of like, does have two parts. Number one, first part of it, you need to get together and everybody's got to decide what we want the rest of this season to be like. We're 5-2. We just let ourselves down and our fans down tremendously. Let everybody, we just didn't do, we it's an eyesore, right? And it's recent. But so you got to decide that, and it's got to be you got to essentially draw the line. I'm drawing the line. You either over here or you out there. And if there's any second guessing, you out there.
And it's got to be everyone involved, but it can't necessarily be democratic, right? Because you're going to have people that you have to drag kicking and screaming, but you need someone to step up and take charge.
No, see, that's how we got here. See, it's just like when my dad told me the difference between a democracy and a dictatorship. He said, I asked him. He said, it's a democracy until you make it a dictatorship. And I said, well, what's a dictatorship? He said, don't worry about it. You'll find out.
You'll know it when you see it.
Right. And that's what you'd see. Right. I'll draw the line. And first I'm drawing the line. So you got to see who's in and out. And then you got to really, really work on fixing ourselves in like I wouldn't say defeating ourselves, but just essentially fixing ourselves. We got to get better at the fundamentals and the stuff that they've been harping on, footwork and all that. And we've got to really, really dive into it and understand that's what got us beat. Not the schemes, not the home field advantage, not playing at 11 o'clock. Those are excuses. We got beat because we didn't do the things that we've been coached to do for who knows how many months in practices and meetings and all that. Right? Then the second part, and this is probably the most important part, and it kind of goes into the first part. Okay. You got to forgive, but never forget. You got to forgive yourself after you've come to terms and really came to terms with and had some hard talks, and people say stuff to you about you or whatever, and really come to terms with what happened, how it happened, and all that stuff. So you can forgive yourself for it, but you don't ever forget it. You don't ever forget the feeling that you walked off the field with. You don't ever forget the feeling that maybe in the middle of the game you're living with that pain and regret versus discipline. You don't ever forget what you didn't do or did or didn't do enough leading up to that game to be able to put on your individual best performance, like group work performance, and then the whole team. You never forget that. And it's a good like carrot to hang out there, because you can always draw back to that to help motivate you. You forgive, but never forget, right? Because if you try to forget it and act like, it never happened. Well, when that stuff come up in you again, boy, it's gonna be like a bad case of hemorrhoids.
Yeah.
Right. So those are the two things that you have to do, and that ain't got nothing to do with scheme and all that. You got to work on yourself, and then you got to rehab yourself. But it's not going to be quick fix. It's a process. It's the same process that led up to you being 49 points, smoked out, ran out the gym. It's the same process that you're going to have to do to rectify that. and rectifying doesn't mean that you necessarily like, oh, you're going to Ohio State and beat them by 49. And so it does change. Does change expectations, but you shouldn't ever change how you go about competing. And you got to learn. Let me tell you, you got to be competitive, dude. You got to have an internal pride in yourself that's bigger than yourself. That's when you're going to get going. When everybody runs out of the locker room, everybody's motivated. They're probably more motivated. They're at home. They're running out, doing all this other stuff, right? Blankly blank. Well, then that's when discipline comes in.
And they were clearly more disciplined on Saturday too.
Right. But they're disciplined because of the mindset.
Mm-hmm.
You got to change your mindset. Because I always say, football is a totally unique sport, different sport. Because you practice 95% of the time. 95% of the time and play 5. All those practices, weights, walkthroughs, jog-throughs, real practices, all that 7-on-7, and you play 12 games. Versus hockey, you play 82, baseball's 160-something, basketball's 82, baseball's, college baseball, they play significantly more college basketball they do. And granted, because of the physicality of it, but that's the end of the day. So you have to want this. You can't like football. You got to love football. You got to love your teammates. Don't tell me, show me. Stop talking, do it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell me what you're going to do. Show me what you did. There's a difference. And once you kind of just change that little bit of mindset, then things become a lot clearer. And then when you go out there, you go out there and say, you know what? I think sometimes this is like young kids, right? Or just kids in general. And I guess you could talk about Nebraska or whatever. And I'm not a lot of people just like, oh, season's over and all that. You got 5 games. But I think sometimes where people get a little clouded, and this is a lot of fans too, just because we were there talking to a lot of them, is a lot of people is like, how dare you chase the championships in the 90s and the 90s, the 90s and 90s and 90s. And it's like, I just be looking at people just like, you think at 48 years old, I'm interested in playing football? You think do you think I give a damn really about what I did? You know what I'm saying? I mean, when you think about it, I'm done. What we did is what's history. Only thing that matters from granted, the championships matter. Let's not be dumb, right? The only thing that matters, or the biggest thing that matters from the 90s, is what we did and went through to be good. And that ain't never going to change. It's not.
Ask any national champion.
It's just not.
Formula's the same.
The formula in some form or fashion.
Mm-hmm.
If you
at
had,
its core, the very
its core, if there's 5 things, they're definitely at 4.9 or 4. There are 4 of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's really the most important thing, and that's why I view the game. That's why I don't have to sit up here and talk about what we did or what I did. Who cares? They don't. These dudes weren't even alive when I was playing, right? Right. Yeah. What the hell they care for? Now, respect it. Now, if they don't respect it, that's their choice. But
but the question is not, hey, Jay, what did you do? What made you so good? The question is, hey, Jay, how do I work like you?
Right. Or find a way to take those values and make them 2024. It can be done because you can't do it the same way. Look, we didn't have NIL. We didn't have a cell phone. Heck, we just barely, we had a beeper. You know what I mean? But we didn't have all that. So I get all that. So things are different. I'm not sitting up here saying it's different. All I'm saying is playing for something bigger than you ain't never going to change.
Mm-hmm.
Playing a sport because you love it and say you love it and being held accountable because your coach wants the best for you and this is the best way to get there, that ain't never going to change. No. It ain't going to change. Mm-mm. So you do all that and then, necessarily then you should be on your way, moving forward. I think just sometimes fans want to stay away from it. And I get it. There's guys that sometimes get on the radio and they always talk about what we would have done or what we did and all that. And I'm sure they don't want to hear about it, right? It's like, my basketball kids, they look at me and they probably see me move like you never were a good athlete or let alone a football player. I mean, my daughter saw me running one time, like a video. She was like, is that you? It says Foreman.
Dang.
It says Foreman. I do understand it, right?
Kids, man.
Yeah, well. But I also think that sometimes you want the respect and the power and the intimidation of that, but you got to earn it.
Mm.
The best way to intimidate somebody is make whatever, first of all, put it on tape, and then the next opponent, make whatever they see on tape come to fruition.
Mm-hmm.
Then they will tap out. Then you will be right where you need to be. That ain't got nothing to do with scoreboard, because everything I'm talking about, well, the score will be just fine. The wins and losses will be just fine. Then after you do those two things, and I'm sure there's multiple things, then we can start talking about schemes and all that. But you got to.
But even then, go make a dang play.
Listen, one of the best plays of all time that we've had in the Fiesta Bowl was a bust. There's been times I won in the games at the pro level that I didn't think the game plan was that good. Didn't stop me going out there and playing hard, because I have to trust the coaches that they're going to put me in the right position for the betterment of the team, and I have to figure out a way to make it work. I'll tell you, to be honest with you, and if you want to talk about the 90s, we played in this dang bubble defense. I hated that crap. I hated it, right? I hated it. And it affected my play, to be honest with you, my sophomore year. I hated it. It's a defense to where the linebacker would kind of stem up. You're not playing defensive line, but you're playing right on the heels of the defensive line. So the offensive line has to account for you, what dictates and makes the offensive line block everybody one-on-one. And essentially the defensive end, and we had graded three technique and Jason Peter, and they would just destroy everybody. Right? I had to take on a 300-pound guard, like from close proximity.
I'm sure you look forward to that 0 times a day.
At times, you know what I mean? But I wasn't successful like when I first started doing it. Then finally, my dad said, dude, figure it out. Figure out a way to do it. So then I started to get better at it. And it's like, you know what? Since I got to do it, I'll make the best of it, right? So I'm going to try to find and use my skills in order to be effective. So it couldn't be a negative. Well, me doing that, I feel, this is just my opinion, I guess, on my career and the way I played, helped me play inside linebacker at the next level better, because taking on linemen with 2 extra yards was easy. And learning body angles and all, it helped. I feel like it helped me. And then I started making more plays that way, because I was like, I already did it at the hardest way and do that. So you got to find a way to like figure it out. And so the reason why I'm saying is, like, everybody can talk about schemes. I played in defenses that didn't particularly fit me, but you make it work because you're out there. Because ultimately, all I cared about was winning. And I feel like if you're a good football player or basketball player, you'll not granted everything was standing, is that you'll make your plays, because they're not going to block you every single time.
The example that comes to mind for me hearing you say this is Nebraska versus press coverage. It was an issue last year. Nebraska didn't get off the ball. Guess what? Still an issue this year. Not necessarily happening. Matt Rule's brought it up in multiple press conferences. Okay, sure, coach better, receivers learn better technique, but at some point, don't you get tired of getting jammed? Like, figure it out, right? Okey doke the guy, right? Dead leg him or something, line of scrimmage. Figure out a way to get off the ball.
Yeah, because if I start getting off the ball, you better be giving me the ball.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to do what I need to do, and I'm going to come back in and ask you for it. So I think if you do those things, it'll be just fine. I mean, it'll be fine and move in the right direction. Players just got to take over, dude. I'm big on, you go out there, players play the game, coaches coach the game. And we'll get in the scheme, and we'll talk about, everybody's worried about the 3-3-5 and all that, in the right, or 3-3-5, or what we're doing on offense. If I will tell you that it's a little secret, everybody out there, and we'll get to all the text in the short segment. If you are not executing, I don't care if you're running the St. Louis Rams greatest show on turf, if you're running Dallas Cowboys with the best offensive line and the greatest, the all-time leading rusher in Emmitt Smith, and then if you have the 85 Bear defense and you're running that defense or whatever, if you're not executing, it don't matter. It doesn't. If you're not playing with the right intentions, it doesn't matter. It really does. I'm sorry to tell you. And I will tell you this.
You're not sorry. It's okay.
No, I'm really not. But I will tell you this. Don't think if you're out there and not executing that they call that they say, okay, Tony White says, okay, we're going to run a 4-2-5 or nickel defense. And then I'll say, oh, here we go. We're going to start playing good. What do you think? I mean, this is not play. I think people think this is PlayStation.
No. No.
You gotta execute.
No.
You gotta go play. You gotta go execute. And that's on the players. And there's plenty of blame to go around. I like players-led teams because I think you can get farther faster with them taking control of the team. Because I think if the players have control of the team, then the coach is kind of like, all right, we got to let them run with it because they have ownership of it. You know, like, you know what I'm saying? You don't need a coach in there in the locker room, rah-rahing all the time. Get your motor going, Jack. So anyways, we'll take a quick break. We're going to get to all your texts, and then we'll talk about some schemes in the 5 o'clock hour, and then we'll talk about what happened in the Big Ten, man. There's a lot of stuff going on. Man, Maryland, Loxley. Here's what I would say. Mike Loxley had the biggest bushel of Maryland crabs after that. Look, it's not funny because I love him. I love Maryland blue crabs. I know he did after that. And he had a nice 6 or 12 packs of brewskis after that victory. Go ahead, Terps. Anyways, Jay Foreman, Austin Norman. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You've seen them come and go. Franchise testosterone clinics that pop up and then whoosh, they're gone. These franchise clinics quickly find out it's not easy to compete with Limitless Male. Limitless is locally owned and operated with a flawless protocol that has elevated them to be the best in men's testosterone replacement and sexual performance. By adding GLP-1s, our patients are losing weight in a healthy way. To feel your optimal best, schedule a free consult at limitlessmale.com.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through October 29th is $1 off per pound on New York strips. Spend $50 and get a free brick of ground beef and 25% off on tea. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Highway 2 in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Hi, I'm State Senator Bo Ballard. I was born and raised right here in Lancaster County. I understand the value of hard work by being involved in our family business. I built my own company, creating jobs right here in our community. Nebraska families and business owners need lower taxes, more affordable health care, and a great education system. That is why I fought for the largest tax cut in Nebraska history, reduce the cost of healthcare, and help pass the biggest investment in our public schools. I'm Senator Bo Ballard, and I humbly ask for your vote on November 5th. Paid for by Ballard for Nebraska.
Mulberry Barbecue by Single Barrel is the answer to all your lunch and dinner cravings. They have everything from smoked turkey sandwiches to brisket burritos to burnt-in sandwiches and pulled pork. Try a dinner plate option of barbecue nachos, a half-smoked chicken, a full slab of ribs, and so much more. Don't forget their great sides like mac and cheese, cheesy potatoes, barbecue beans, or red slaw. Mulberry Barbecue by Single Barrel, open Monday to Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. at 11th and Cornhusker Highway.
Hey guys, Nick Sainer. This week's 93.7 The Ticket Athlete of the Week is Joe Kalega of Omaha Scott High School. Kalega racked up 215 receiving yards on 11 catches with 2 receiving touchdowns, in addition to picking off the Bennington Badgers twice, returning one of the 2 picks for a touchdown. Kalega drained a 25-yard field goal late in the fourth quarter to seal the Skyhawks' victory, snapping Bennington's 46-game winning streak. The Ticket's Athlete of the Week is powered by 3 Pillars Performance. Unlock your peak performance with the expert instruction at 3 Pillars Performance in Lincoln and online at 3pillarsperformance.com.
Hey, it's Chad with Nutrition Authority inviting you to stop in and check out the #1 selling complete post-workout product, CPR. CPR is ideal for anyone who works out, exercises, or competes and wants to maximize results. CPR can only be found at Nutrition Authority. Stop in today, try a free sample, or visit us at mynutritionauthority.com.
Urology Partners of Nebraska is Lincoln's newest full-service urology group. Urology Partners uses state-of-the-art treatment options for both men and women, including some exciting treatments new to our community that help you get back to your confident and active lifestyle. The team at Urology Partners is dedicated to quickly and effectively restoring your health, with new patients typically seen in clinic within 48 hours. Whether you have questions about your prostate, incontinence issues, kidney stones, or erectile dysfunction, their team has you covered. Call Urology Partners today to schedule an appointment.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mostly sunny skies to start, but showers and storms arriving this afternoon. We'll see a high around 82. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms are likely with a low around 54. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies return with an afternoon high around 79. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now's the time to get your John Deere equipment inspected and prepared for next season. Acres trained technicians will thoroughly evaluate your machine and get it running at peak performance. And for a limited time, Acres is offering early inspection incentives. Sign up before December 15th and qualify for a discount on parts installed by Acres. Get no interest and no payments until November of 25 with approved financing through John Deere Financial. Some restrictions apply. Contact your nearest Acres location for details.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Attention students and anyone else looking for a great deal. Sun Valley Lanes and Games has the ultimate weeknight special. For just $15.95, enjoy unlimited bowling, lucky putt mini golf, and laser tag. Flash your college ID at check-in to receive $2 off your admission. It's the perfect way to unwind Sunday through Thursday nights. Check out sunvalleylanes.com for hours and availability. Sun Valley Lanes and Games, located at 321 Victory Lane.
Lincoln's best place to meet, eat, and compete. Sun Valley.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and we want to thank all of our customers for a great September. And now it's time for our annual Halloween sales event happening right now at Koppel. Get 0% financing at Koppel. You heard right, 0% financing on select new models. Also, huge discounts up to $11,500 are available. It's our annual Halloween sales event. Get $11,500 off or 0% financing at Koppel. So please stop on by or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. 0% with roof credit.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, we're back. This is the text. I appreciate you guys. Listen, I'm gonna tell you, texters, man. I got a bone to pick with you guys. I don't necessarily do it. Look, you guys have been blowing. Actually, you know what? I'll say this tongue in cheek. You guys have been blowing it up today. You need to be blowing it up every day.
Seriously.
Yeah. Now you've been good, obviously, for the majority of the football season, but you can do it during hockey season. I love some hockey. Anyways, I always, first of all, the two sports I really love. Well, three I couldn't play: soccer, hockey, golf. I love watching them. Can't play none of them a lick. Money G in Kansas says, does the team have a mindset that we just need 6 wins and go to a bowl game? We'll be good enough this year. I mean, I hope not, but I mean, making a bowl is a big step. So, I don't know. I don't think that's a good enough, but I think you got to get to, I think the mindset is like, man, let's see how fast we can get to 6 and let's go make some noise after that. But I think just my mindset has always been to go win every game. Aaron says, hey, Jay, to me, it looks like our linebackers over pursued on multiple plays and left cutback lanes available. Yeah, there's a couple. But again, every run, every defense does one thing good. You set the edge, you condense the edge. You set the edge, condense the edge. You ain't got to worry about cutback because you just condense everything. Now, granted, yes, I think there were some backside run lanes, but again, if we set the edge, reset the line of scrimmage, I think things get a lot clearer. There's one in particular, I think the very first long run, In my opinion, I thought John Bullock got clipped on the first one. He was in a no-win situation. This is my first of all from experience. So I've been there and done that, and you kind of get lucky if you do make. You pretty much have just got to fall into something. There's two guys. I think he shot the gap, but the backside guy clipped him. Kind of pushed. So it was a clip, cut right behind him. House call. But there was other things that go on it, and there was probably a couple other.
Singleton's angle wasn't great on that.
Yeah,
first
it wasn't.
One.
Kind of rounded off.
Well, he played outside.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He came in like
Yeah.
I ain't never seen this one, but yeah. So I think sure, but it's all kind of together. A good defense. I'll tell you this: good defenses and run is a good team defense. You got guys that do their job.
Just like good run offense is a good team.
Right. I'm gonna tell you the reason why we were able to run the ball when I played, or just any good running. If you watch any good running team, like Georgia when they really just pounding people, Bama when they pound people, the tight ends, skill position, they block and block and block and block. And they'll block their guy and then get somebody else. Well, then that goes from an 8-yard run, 10-yard run to a 22-yard run. That's how you do it. And there's no different in defense. So what was it, 38-47? He mad at Satterfield. Again, I would tell you mad at Satterfield or Tony White, boy, I tell you what, man, that's low-hanging fruit. The players gotta play. And then we can talk about that. 61-52. Yeah, but why do we continue having Crabman coaching? I guess it's a little bit late. I don't think it's not. You got to play. You got to play. Now, sure, is there things that probably could be done better? They probably even said it. I don't know. 3994 says that he doesn't think this was a one-off game. We shall see. We got 5 more bangers to go. Eric and Lincoln says, felt like Indiana didn't miss a single tackle. Felt like we missed them all. We missed a high percentage. We didn't look a step behind. We looked 3 or 4 steps behind and mentally confused and defeated. Well, I will tell you this. They didn't miss a lot of tackles. We didn't even make it hard for them to miss tackles. I think Coach Rule talked about that. We got to make guys miss, right? I think he said that, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Yeah. You got guys with a lot of space. You got to make guys miss. I need your best. Hey, bust down. Hey, for all you high school kids out there, the dead leg is undefeated. All right,
learn it,
rep it. Get on YouTube and say who has the best dead leg. I guarantee you, run after catch will be really good. We looked 3 or 4. I will tell you this: we looked 3 or 4 steps behind, is because we weren't playing good fundamentally. So then they were really good at fundamentals and they were scooping some linemen and all that and getting up on us, and so you just look lethargic and bad. It just was not good. My man Gator Bait says, how do you get them to stop pressing? You beat the press. It's essentially here's the best way. Here's 2 things. Here's one of the coolest dudes I ever met. Named Charlie Joyner. You don't know who he is. He's the Hall of Famer, cold-blooded. I used to ask him about different guys and releases. He was like, what they're going to do is they're going to try to reset your leverage. So to get off the jam, you got to reset your leverage. You got to be physical. All right. And then he's like a good receiver, be able to use a lot of basketball moves. So if I know the coverage and how you're trying to play me, then I'm going to try to attack where you want me to or don't want me to go, or where you want me to go. And then I'm going to go opposite. You got to be quick. I mean, you got to want to get off the line.
You got what, 2-3 steps to make it worth it?
Right. I mean, some guys are like Andre Johnson, just bowl through people. Then you got Chad Johnson and Antonio Brown, just quick. The feet would like, Hill, down in Miami. Those guys are so quick. But then you got some guys that are real smooth, like Amari Cooper, no wasted step in his releases, or Devontae Adams. Watch those guys and then bring it into your game. Also, Charlie Joyner told me one thing, that how he taught like Peerless Price how to become a better run after catch is if he caught a hitch or something or caught it, he would essentially 2 hard steps this way, dead leg up the field. Peerless Price and Eric Moulds both went over 1,200 yards. And then they had another receiver that had 900 yards one year. That when they had Drew Bledsoe, they did it. So that's what I would do. Bo Lever says Rule took the loss worse than the kids. Sure, because I'm sure as a coach, you want the best. You want it. You want it, man. I mean, he's competitive. 77, 73. You got long. At some point in NU's history, 60s and 70s, the players and coaches made a decision to do what it takes to be really good. I expected that mentality to come back with Frost, but I still don't see it. Well, Frost ain't here no more. There isn't the elite game planning, adjustments, efforts, intelligence, and magic on game day. I don't see the level of focus and determination NU should have on the field, but Indiana and Iowa State seem to have it. The question is, do we have the coaches and the type of players to get to that level of Ohio State, Penn State, and Oregon? That's a lot right there. Maybe we table that to 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
We'll bookmark it.
Mississippi Mud Dog. No.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Next.
Yes. Mississippi Mud Dog has been consistent. He was texting in during. No, we did not. Will Nebraska get the 6 wins? Yes, they will. They'll get the 6. One-Eyed Ray is 6 win mark. A monkey on the back that could take these make it impossible to play loose. Nah,
it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be, but I don't think they really can. I think they need to. They didn't bring it. Plus side volleyball team is showing up, showing out. John and Cortland. What did he say? He said this. NIL should be NIFL, National Intercollegiate Football League. The players are getting paid, therefore it's a job. If the job doesn't get done, usually it requires getting a new job. We always have guys from Georgia, Alabama, where they at. Set example, leadership. Why are supposed NFL D linemen not doing crap the last few days? Well, look, when you got guys that are supposed to be going to the league, they game planning for you. Let me let you a little secret, 1705. There's a distinct difference. And I had to learn this the hard way. And I'll tell you a story about it. Of being the hunter versus being hunted. I learned this.
Which school gotcha?
Oh, no, it wasn't. It was my first year in the league. I went from being inactive to being active, which is running on kickoff, to starting, cleaning up like a mug. I'm like, oh, this NFL stuff. This is
the breathe.
I should have been a first-round pick. I'm talking about I was hitting dudes. I'm hitting them off 14, 15 tackles for losses. I'm strutting after the play. And then all season, second year. Oh,
they're blocking now.
Kyle Turley on me. How am I going? They hit me with the tight end, the tackle. I was like, oh, okay, I got to come with it. So it's the difference between a hunter and a hunted. Rhino said he hasn't listened to sports radio all day. Apologize, has been addressed. I hear you. This 87-29. He on one. He said we need to go back to the 4-3, and we need to be more exposed in the pass game. Is that about right? All right.
Yeah.
All right. We got 2 more. 99-24 said we might. He said he thinks we win 7. 1705. If they're game planning for some, yes, I agree. But that's true. But when nobody plays good, you get ran out the gym. It's no different being there in PBA and you play against a team. And remember when Nebraska beat Iowa?
Yeah.
And then you go up to Iowa and get that 30 burger.
And oh boy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You left your defense back here. Anyways, Jay Foreman, Austin Norman, old school. We got to get back on that schedule. Quick break. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Hey guys, Nick Sainer. This week's 93.7 The Ticket Athlete of the Week is Joe Kalega of Omaha Skutt High School. Kalega racked up 215 receiving yards on 11 catches with 2 receiving touchdowns. In addition to picking off the Bennington Badgers twice,
returning one of the 2 picks for a touchdown. Kalega drained a 25-yard field goal late in the fourth quarter to seal the Skyhawks' victory, snapping Bennington's 46-game winning streak. The Tickets Athlete of the Week is powered by 3 Pillars Performance. Unlock your peak performance with the expert instruction at 3 Pillars Performance in Lincoln and online at 3pillarsperformance.com.
Hey everyone, Lance here with Black Label. We specialize in creating custom crafted decks, pergolas, patio covers, and more. Plus, our retractable screens, gazebos, and patio enclosures create the ultimate outdoor retreat. With over 50 years of combined experience, we're not just builders, we're creators of unforgettable memories.
Call them today at 402-730-6333 or visit blacklabelbuilt.com for a free consultation.
Let's turn your backyard dreams into reality.
Black Label Built, built to serve, built to last.
Hey, it's Chad with Nutrition Authority inviting you to stop in and check out the #1 selling complete post-workout product, CPR. CPR is ideal for anyone who works out, exercises, or competes and wants to maximize results. CPR can only be found at Nutrition Authority. Stop in today, try a free sample, or visit us at mynutritionauthority.com.
This October, the Bonsall Spooktacular 10 event is back with spooktacular savings all month long. Stop by anytime in October to discover incredible deals, including hot tubs as low as $5,995. That's up to 20% off MSRP. Plus, enjoy 10% off infrared and traditional saunas. Don't miss out on these hauntingly good offers. Visit Bonsall Pool and Spa today. Bonsall Pool and Spa, every day made better at 33rd and Pioneers.
At Anderson Ford, we offer a 5-day return or exchange policy so you can make sure the vehicle you choose is the best vehicle for you. No pressure. Right now, take over $11,000 off a 2024 Ford F-150. Experience better at Anderson Ford. Stock number 1004296, MSRP of $66,645. Must finance with Ford Motor Company and have a qualifying trade and approved credit. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 11/13/24. See delivery details.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through October 29th is $1 off per pound on New York strips. Spend $50 and get a free brick of ground beef and 25% off on tea. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Highway 2 in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Hi, this is State Senator Carolyn Bosson. Education is a cornerstone for strong, vibrant communities. I voted for the largest investment in education in Nebraska history. As a state senator, wife, and mom, I believe Nebraska is a great place to work and raise a family. My husband, Reggie, and I are local family business owners and understand the valuable role of education in growing our community. This is Carolyn Bosson, and I will continue to support education in the legislature. Vote Carolyn Bosson on November 5th. Paid for by Bosson for Legislature.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Old School 5 o'clock hour, a little bit behind schedule, so we're going to keep the introduction short. We are brought to you by the Mercado, Certified Piedmontese, Special Ingredients and Butcher Shop. Be sure, especially this Friday, check out their lunch special. Always good lunch stuff. I'll be cleaning up over there. I got to stop going in there. First of all, if Jake Sorensen's listening, I need a discount card.
Yeah, they've been a sponsor for how long?
Right.
Still don't
we
have
need to have
one?
a Jay Foreman. You get $4 or 44% off or something. That's probably too much. 4% or something. Anyways, a couple more texts. 5124 says he doesn't think we're going to win 6. Allen and Lincoln. Dylan injury. Didn't know he was injured.
Tweak the ankle a little bit. And Twitter doctors are saying he tweaked it before, so that's why he's short arming stuff.
He young, he be all right. Rub some dirt on him. He all right, he tough.
Yeah.
He
Ice it up, heat it up, call it.
Yeah, he'd be all right. They got good trainers and stuff. He'd be good. Saturday to Saturday, last spring, defining moment, find out about fortitude before the sun makes it up. Yes, John and Cortland, I got you. Anyways, now let's dive into, we had some people wanted to, in particular, 8729. We'll get into his text, right? Is this the long one?
Yes.
He says, the 3-3-5 defense. Hey, man, I don't even read some of these texts. I just see the beginning. People are wild, though, right? Let me see what he says. He said he didn't like the 3-3-5. He's like, can we please go to the 4-3? This is bad. I could just imagine if somebody asking me, can we go to the 4-3?
Jay, switch from the 4-3.
I watch other teams make big running and pass plays all over college football, but Nebraska can't seem to do it. You're in and you're out. So that's the offense. So he's talking about both sides of the ball. I'll tell you a little secret. The 3-3-5 is no different than the 4-3, than the 4-2, or is it pretty much the 3-3-5 just gives you flexibility?
Last I checked, they all add up to 11.
They do, but you can have 3-3-5 personnel and run 4-3 fronts. And you have flexibility to go big 3-3-5 or the regular one.
Almost like Nebraska's done that this year.
Yeah. So, I mean, I get it where you say a 4-man front. Sure. But the lack of execution and playing and wanting to and compete, it doesn't matter. Sure. The 3-3-5, isn't like normal. But again, people are in nickel a lot. You're going to be running 3- and 4-man fronts because you have to match up. You might be in the 3-3-5 all game playing against Indiana. You still got to run fit. You still got to tackle. You still got to get off blocks. You still got to know what coverage you're doing. You still got to do your job and then go be a great football player and a great teammate.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, I understand that, 3-3-5 and 4-3. That's why I said sometimes I always ask or would tell fans, don't think a play is going to changing plays, calls, or fronts is going to make you play better. Because I'm going to let you on a little secret. And just because Bill Belichick is one of the best defensive minds out there, and everybody else is I mean, there's other great coordinators as well. They've played. That's what made the Patriots so good. They played every single front, with every different personnel. And here's an example. I can only talk about my experience. So when I came into the NFL, I played. It was my first time actually ever playing in a 4-3 or in a 3-4, a traditional 3-4. Okay, you asked what a traditional 3-4 is. So I just always try to explain it to somebody's listening going down O Street here. They can envision what it is. So it's a 0 and generally 2-5 techniques, right? So a 0 technique is essentially would be Nash
head up over
the center. 2-5 techniques would be Ty Robinson and Jamari Butler head up to inside or whatever you would want to play on the offensive tackles generally. Okay. Then 2 outside linebackers. One is 9 technique and one is a 7 just because he's on the outside. And then both linebackers are essentially, we used to call it Okie front. You're just head up on the guards. Right?
So every offensive lineman is accounted for with someone head up on them.
Generally. Yeah. Right. That's just the basics.
Baseline.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the basics. Mm-hmm. So that's the 3-4 that I went from 4-3, right? And we did everything. We did zone blitzes and everything. And so then you go play 3-4. So the look and the amount of people that could block me, like essentially it seemed like it doubled. The reads are different. Getting comfortable is different. Where I lined up, it was totally different. I'm usually would be in the A gap or sometimes shaded weak. Just kind of depends on where we're at, right? And we never really ran with a true 0 technique in a 4-3 because, we played either over front or we sometimes played what we called an even front, which is 2 3s, and then you're kind of like head up with the center, but, didn't need to do much, right? Then, of course, we had our bubble, our
that
bubble.
You loved so much.
Right. I loved it at the end. I loved it at the end. So I transitioned into that. That was new to me. right? So that's that played 3 years in that. Here comes Greg Williams. He goes back to a 4-3, right? But I didn't play middle because we had a really good at that time middle linebacker in Sam Cowart, and we just drafted Brandon Spoon. Was a bigger, Brandon Spoon was 6'4", 250. Sam Cowart was a stud. Then I played outside, right? I played Will. So it'd be kind of like Farley's position. Run and hit, heavy coverage, blitz. You had to learn how to pass rush. You had to do it all, right? So I go from being in the middle of the mix to the outside of the mix. Right now, I kind of I moonlighted in the outside in 3-4, mainly because I was taking, practice reps and all that, but that wasn't my true blue. Well, then after my fourth year, I get traded to Houston. Dom Capers, right? Blitz, from Pittsburgh, 3-4. Here's where I'm talking about this, where you talk about 3-3-5. We had 3-4 personnel, but we ran Okie front, which is, again, 0 and 2-5 techniques. Then we ran 4-3 fronts with 3-4 personnel. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then we also ran what they call 3-3-5. We called our dime or peso, because we brought in the guy, what was his name? Charlie Clemens. Then we brought in another dude from the Saints and stuff so we kind of had 3-man fronts with one outside linebacker, and then we did 3 stack linebackers. So we ran 3-3-5, right? So you have to be multiple. But again, all the base defenses I just talked about, all are different, but we all ran those same other defenses all mixed into the original ones that we kind of started out. So when you talk about the 3-3-5, you don't play 3. I would be interested to see how many times they play that versus 4-man front. Do you go big 3-3-5 against Illinois or Wisconsin when we play them, or teams like that? Or do you play regular 3-3-5 or 4-2-5, or sometimes a 4-1-6, which is essentially dime, against a Indiana or something like that? So yes, your 3-3-5 is what it kind of is a tag to you as a coordinator, but you play every single front, and you do so many things that you work to a 4-3 and all that. Now, at the end of the day, they just need to play the 3-3-5 or whatever calls are played better.
Well, you know what gaps you have to account for, and you have plenty to account for all the gaps on any given play.
Yeah.
So just go account for the gaps.
The biggest thing I saw is showing up ready to play, being individually motivated with the intent to go up there and win and dominate, right? And whether it's the stage or whatever, you got stage fright, that's a personal choice. Because I would tell you this, the way the work, and look, I would tell you this, everybody goes through it. Everybody goes through it. I went through it. I was blessed enough to be playing with some bad dudes that I could hide, right? Well, and I will tell you.
But they didn't let you hide.
No, they didn't.
No, they challenged you to come out of the spotlight.
And I had eventually middle through my first year starting, my freshman year, I was ready to go. But when I first went out there, I was out there just trying to, make a couple plays, not make a mistake. So not really, but then I played but the harder I worked outside of practice, lessened the anxiety, lessened the stage for that's just what helped me. And so I just think the biggest thing is you got to show up ready to play. You got to go out there and do what assignment you're supposed to do in the playbook. And then you got to do more and go be a good teammate and a good football player. Period.
Again, kind of like that's how football's been since it started.
Right. But that if you want to get to where you want to, whether it's win 7-8 games, win 6 games, become bowl eligible the first time in who knows how long, and have a successful season both individually and collectively as a team, you got to do more. And I will say this: don't be short-sighted and say, "Well, I'm just going to go out there and make plays. I'm gonna make play. I'm trying to make a play." No. We've seen that before. We've seen a couple years ago where the returner, up in Illinois, filled it on the half-yard line. Nobody asked you to do that. What I'm asking you to do is do your job and then go play football. How do you go play football? That means when you're in meetings, you watch every play with the intention that that play could be the play that you need to make. And that's the play that could affect you. That's the play that you got to think about. Even if you're only in a specialty package. So say like you're only in the like dime package or the nickel package or
you're Lindenmeyer into block or whatever.
Right, or whatever it is. So you gotta understand, okay, well, I can't just look at it if I'm only in short yardage. If I'm say I'm in the short yardage package, that I'm only gonna worry about the 5 plays I watched in short yardage. I gotta watch the whole tape because you can't tell what the other team what to run. So when you're in the tight end room, you gotta watch whatever the starters are being talked to about, so forth and so on. Because if I'm I'll tell you example. So if I'm a hole dropper, this is how scientific the game is, or like how detailed the game's got to be, right? These are plays. And when Coach Rule was talking about, I think one of the receivers made a block in the beginning of the season that he's not going to get any like credit for the run, right? I call it hockey assists. We do that. You need those in like basketball, the creative guards that kick it out one more pass and you get it, what Strick calls a butt naked 3. So when you're a hole dropper, so a hole dropper is this. So let's just say, there's one running back, he's offset. And let's say, for instance, we say we were scheming on the back, right? So we're trying to be sneaky, Austin, trying to be sneaky. So the back is there. Say the back starts in the dot. So the dot would be at, or, right behind the quarterback. Say he moves offset. So that means the other linebacker is scheming on him. That means he's blitzing to take him out of the pass. He's got to count for him in pass protection, but take him out of the pass routes, right? So that means there's 4 receivers out there in any form. It could be a tight end, a receiver. It could be 4 really receivers or realistic receivers, and whatever the combination. There's 4 guys that can go out for the route because one's eliminated by our blitz, right? Again, you're doing that trying to get somebody one-on-one, get a win. But I'm the hole dropper, right? That back is away from me with 2 people out to the left with safety over there. They're man-to-man with over-top help, okay? But they're way far away from me because I'm on the other side of other side of the ball. That means from the center, and just say I'm on the right. And I got 2 over here. I know I can't get much work over there, especially because I think we got another short hole dropper over there. So that's his job. Now, if I got a hole drop over here and I know my buddies over here got a little bit of stress, okay, I'm literally checking for quarterback sneak, going to the hole. And hole doesn't mean I'm covering a hole in the grass in the middle of nowhere. Hole means I'm looking for work. I gotta get in the party. I gotta go get. I'm in the mix into the party because you never know if I can get that quarterback to come off of the easy route, which is the easy route is because based on the mesh of the 2 over to my right, somebody's in a not a advantageous position to cover him, and I help him, and he has to come off of that initial, say like under route or mesh route. What we call it, a mesh route is you get 2 guys running up, and one goes under. The guy on the outside is pretty much stuck like Chuck, but then he runs into me. The quarterback comes off him. Guess who gets the sack? Somebody blitzing or the rusher. And I'm telling you, it is literally looking here and going there, and that's how quick a sack can happen. Well, you do that changes the complexity of the game. Now, you have to be selfless and understand that you're going to get the person that got the sack is going to get the credit. What's going to happen in meetings, or what should happen in meetings, I'm sure it does, is the play that you made gets highlighted probably as much and sometimes more. Those are the same plays when or if you have a chance to go to the next level that the scouts put as much credit on as a sack because you are making football win. They want winners. They want guys that are doing the things to win.
It strikes me as being like a good cutter in basketball, right? You might not get the ball, but if you cut, you flash through the lane, occupy a defender, skip past 3, you don't get credit for the assist. You don't get credit for the shot, but you occupied someone.
Right.
Someone else got the bucket.
Right. Like Draymond Green, high pick and roll.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, so that's where you have to decide, or I guess we would decide as a player group and everything. We have got to take control of this. We have got to take control and own this 3-3-5, 4-2-5, 4-3, whatever you want, because we got to make it work.
We're playing it,
and we're in great position and calls. So, anyways, that's the defense there. So we'll take a quick break, come back, and I know we got questions about the offense, And then, like the fastest 2 hours in radio, we'll put a bow on this bad boy and come back. Jay Foreman, Austin Norman, we'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Have you been told by your physician that your testosterone level is fine, but you don't feel fine? Get a second opinion. If your testosterone level is 200, 350, even 500, and you still have symptoms, come to Limitless Male. We treat the person and the symptoms, not the number. Our mission is for you to feel optimal again. So if you're tired all the time, no energy, brain fog, muscle loss, nothing left in the tank, get your free consult at limitlessmale.com.
Meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through October 29th is $1 off per pound on New York strips. Spend $50 and get a free brick of ground beef and 25% off on tea. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Highway 2 in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
You're counting on your team to win, so why not prove it? By placing your bets at Warhorse Sportsbook. Their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Everyone should have a collection of something. For some, it's stamps or coins, expensive cars, or even watches. But for a lot of people, it's sports cards. And there's no better way to grow your collection than with the help of Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's first and only collector-first sports cards and memorabilia shop. Capital City Sports Cards connects collectors of all ages and demographics with unique collectibles sure to bring any collection to life, no matter the budget. Visit Capital City Sports Cards near 56th and Old Cheney or through their eBay storefront. Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's premier sports card and memorabilia store.
This October, the Bonsall Spooktacular 10 event is back with spooktacular savings all month long. Stop by anytime in October to discover incredible deals, including hot tubs as low as $5,995. That's up to 20% off MSRP. Plus, enjoy 10% off infrared and traditional saunas. Don't miss out on these hauntingly good offers. Visit Bonsall Pool and Spa today. Bonsall Pool and Spa, every day made better at 33rd and Pioneers.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Landmark Implement helps you put dirt in its place with increased accuracy and greater speed thanks to the John Deere Smart Grade. This fully integrated 3D grade control system boosts job site productivity and reduces labor costs with fewer passes and less wasted material, meaning more bids won and higher margins. No masts, no cables, just clear views of the job site. Visit your local Landmark Implement today and discover the profit-boosting power of the Smart Grade and experience the Landmark difference.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Every home is different. Every family is different. So when it comes to a new heating and cooling system, why not get what fits you best? Get the perfect fit with Bryant. Maybe you need higher efficiency, better humidity control, increased warranty, or all the bells and whistles. Bryant provides options in warranty, brand, comfort, and efficiency while maximizing savings. Call 467-1111 or visit BryantLincoln.com. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Well, we're back. Jay Foreman, Austin Orman, Old School, second segment. A little rain. Wait, guess the weatherman was right. 60% chance of rain. Rain left already. But we're on a Monday after, and now everybody wants coaches fired, changes of schemes, and so forth and so on. So sure, I'm sure every coordinator would tell you they could call better games. But that doesn't come to the forefront until you start to rectify or deal with the stuff that you need to do and should be obligated to do as a player. So, the running game is something that, coming down the stretch of any season, anywhere or any conference, whether it's Big 12, Big 10, ACC, SEC, Power 5, or Group of 5, you got to be able to start running the ball pretty consistently because the conditions will change and the ability to throw the ball won't be as easy. But then also things, they have a whole half a season or 7-8 games in some cases of what you do like to do as far as throwing the ball. So you got to be creative, but then also you got to be efficient and physical in how you run the ball. And so that's what Nebraska needs to do. And one of the questions was, can you fix that in a week or get better at it in a week? Yeah, you can get better at it in a week because if you one of the things I said, one of the two things I said you need to do before you start worrying about skiing or anything like that is really, really take a hard look in the mirror and have that conversation with honest conversation with the hardest person to do that with, and that's yourself. Mm-hmm. And then you got to address it and then be okay with it, right? You got to address it, heal from it, don't forget, and then every day, every minute that you get a chance, you have to make progress into getting better at your job individually and then obviously collectively and then holistically would be offense, defense, special teams.
When you look at the run game, is it a talent issue? Is it a selfishness issue? Is it a time score situation issue? Is it everything coming together to snowball? What is the biggest issue for Nebraska in the run game?
It's probably a little bit of everything. I think I think there's a couple times, early in the season. I think we probably missed a couple. Like holes or lanes, which then hurt. And then as far as Saturday goes, you didn't get a realistic chance because you got off to such a bad start. You're kind of playing with one arm behind your back, and then once you start to run, you've been getting punched in the face because you had to pass protect. So you can't really.
Is Nebraska?
I felt like they were running the ball decently enough, in the first couple drives for sure, and then in the second half you can't really. You're down by so much, you're just running it out of kind of like just to kind of run the clock. So
yeah,
maybe more of a commitment, maybe, but I think you just need guys need to step it up and start making guys miss.
Does Dante Dudwell have some of that make a guy miss in him? I mean, I was glad to see that after the fumble, Nebraska benched him for a little bit, right? I mean, it was Emmett Johnson for a while, it was Ramir Johnson, then after that. But Dowdell strikes me as a guy that wants to, lay the boom on someone every so often, but he doesn't strike me as like the Gabe Irvin body type to do that, right? Does he have both in him where he can make a guy miss too? And if he does, why haven't we seen that yet?
I think he does. I mean, I'm sure he does. I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen him up close and personal. I know his first option in his mind is to run physical.
Hit someone, yeah.
So, I think you get on one-on-one with a linebacker, you gotta, you're not going to make a miss every time, but you got to start making some money. I think there was in particular 1 4th and 1 when we were going this way. So it must have been after the fumble, because when we fumbled, we were going that way.
Yeah.
And he got the first down, but he was one-on-one with Fisher, the linebacker. You got to make him miss. Or you got to be so physical that you can get on the edge and run through his arm tackle now and get some yards after that, because in short yardage, one missed tackle leads to explosive run.
Yeah.
So, sure, they all need to, just continue to work at it. You can get better at it, but you just got to you got to study the defense, you got to study angles, and then you have to have a game plan and, really practice it. You got to understand where guys are coming in their play entry and alley filling and play entry in order to put yourself in the best position to make a miss or be able to get yards after contact. So we just need to improve on it. It's something you're going to need to get better at. It's a talent thing, but it's a talent you can hone. And you just got to really be diligent and work at it. But then also you can say, all right, we need bigger holes and stuff like that. But when you play in the Big Ten, there's not going to be a lot of big running lanes, man. I say that, and then we gave them a lot of running lanes.
You can't depend on it.
Yeah, you can't depend on it week in and week out. You got to get enough. You got to get enough blocking and enough, leverage to get through there, and then you got to make something out of nothing.
I do think it's funny too. We've heard a lot from people, at least I have on the text line today, not loving the amount of reverses or end around or sweeps that Nebraska is running. And then Jay, I turned the TV on Sunday, and what are the Chiefs doing? Running multiple sweeps to Xavier Worthy. Right? Like, you got to get playmakers the ball. If you don't trust your running backs to get yards, your offensive line to block straight ahead, I don't care if your quote unquote traditional conventional run game involves more fly sweeps than you might be used to. Get good players the ball. Let him make someone miss.
It's a good play, and you're thinking Barney. Because he's so quick, he can get on that edge and eliminate that edge and make guys miss. And so, at first when it kind of started to, took over, the mainstream offenses, I was like, it's not a big deal. But if the mesh point is right and is ran effectively, it could be a part of your offense. And so at times we've seen Barney, we've seen Bonner kind of on the tight end thing. You can do
shorter
the same
yardage,
shorter yardage, but you can, but it's a kind of it's an off-speed pitch, as far as, that in your run, your running attack. So I don't mind it, but the running back room, you got capable guys. You just got to play a little bit better. Everybody needs to block a little bit better. And then ultimately that's going to be predicated by not, getting doors blown off you, both offense and defense, and be able to get into a game where you can grind it out a little bit.
I think part of fans' frustration with the running game too is that there's been so much lip service paid to the fact that they want to be a running team. At least Matt Rule does, right? Want to be a fourth quarter running team, 75 plus yards in the fourth quarter and whatnot. And they're just not seeing that consistency, that dedication to it necessarily. If Nebraska's not going to be a running team, that's fine. But then if you're Matt Rule, change the messaging. Maybe, right? We want to be a running team. We want to build this. We know we have to get there. But don't say we want to be or we are or we think we can be, and then don't do it or don't try to do it, right? I mean, you have this 5-star freshman. You revamp the receiver core. If you want to throw the ball this year because you think you have more weapons there, fine. Just be honest with it. Don't say one thing and be about the other, or don't say anything. Say we want to be multiple. We want to be we want to vary our looks and whatnot. We just want to get the ball down the field and in the end zone. But I think Matt Rule keeps giving fans hope that Nebraska is going to turn into that team this year when they're not. You're 7 games in. You are who you are. Just lean into whatever your strengths are.
Yeah. And I mean, a lot. You're true. I mean, what you said is true. Some of it's circumstantial. Because I felt like if you go back to Northern Iowa, I felt like we were just scoring at will. So it was like you couldn't even have a chance. Every time you look up, we're scoring or not scoring, or we did score. We scored pretty quickly. So, I mean, I think this is a time to lean into that a little bit more, because that's how you're going to close out games. I think he did that against Northern Iowa. He did it against Purdue, where we closed out the game with the run game. Just hasn't been as consistent or as pretty as everybody would like. And some of it's circumstances. Some of it's we need to play better, some guys. And, I saw a quote today where Matt Rule said, our perimeter blocking has been an issue. Well, that's part of the run game, so I think, let me see, let me look at this quote here. It says, let me read this quote unquote. It says, our perimeter blocking this is per Luke Mullen. He says, our perimeter block.
Guy.
Is he?
Yeah,
All right.
likely.
He says our perimeter blocking has been a deficiency for us the entire year and continues to be. That affects the run game as much as the offensive line. Because you might have everything blocked up. You need one stalemate, one decent block, one steady block, and that dude makes the tackle. Well, a lot of times if you miss a block on the perimeter, it's a minimal gain versus a huge explosive gain. And so that's where you miss out on stuff. But it's not the conventional run game yet, but you can get it in another way. I mentioned, but people didn't give Baylor credit enough when he was there. Before they got the conventional run game, they became extremely physical out on the perimeter, but they had really good perimeter blocking. So,
well, it's good enough for NFL guys like Denzel Mims and Tyquan Thornton. It can be good enough for Nebraska's wide receivers.
Yeah, you got it. I would tell you this: I always tell guys, I would just like to go and raise your hand if you'd like to go to the league. Defenders, if you within body, obviously, not Nash because he's not going to be a rundown and kickoff. If you want to get in the league, most likely all you guys you better be a demon on special teams first.
Not just present on special teams.
Yeah,
make some plays.
Now, if you're a receiver want to make it in the NFL, unless something changes, most likely you're not going first or second round. You're going to make the team on special teams and doing something that a lot of guys don't want to do, and blocking is one of them. Another thing that you would have to do is be able to play all three receiver positions. Right? And so X, Z, and Y, or whatever slot or whatever you want to call it. And so, if we need to get better on the perimeter, then you better do it, dude. You don't want to have that type of deficiency in your game.
And that shouldn't be a talent issue.
Blocking generally isn't want to. There's technique involved.
Sure. But Nebraska has huge receivers on the outside, right?
Yeah.
Go overwhelm a small cornerback. This is your chance.
Yeah. To take out and flick some. Here's what I would tell guys. The harder you block and the more physical you are in the run game, blocking, I could almost guarantee you will allow you to get open on more routes later in the game. You're going to wear them out. You're going to wear them out. And so I think it's something that, they can definitely fix and rectify. I think if you want to be a good running team, it's all, let's take the quarterback. It's 10 guys all operating together. If you want to be a good defensive run stopping team or a good defense, you got to play good team defense. So improve the running game. Everybody needs to get better. It can't just be the O-line. And okay, what happens when the O-line starts blocking good? Well, then the tight ends and the receivers need to block good. And, how you want to become a better passing game. Well, the tight ends and the running backs are probably in some sort of protection or helping in protection with the offensive line. It's your job to make them right and make them better. And then that means everybody else gets better. So there's a lot of blame to be, passed around. But ultimately, like I said, I'll say this again before we go into break. If the players choose to take hold of this, it'll be great. They have to decide enough is enough. They got to hold themselves accountable. They got to hold each other accountable in a good way. And it's not always yelling at them and telling them when they're doing something wrong. It is demanding and dragging them to do something that you want them to do. And if you want to see a good example of it, is Colorado played Arizona, and Shedeur Sanders during a timeout asked Shepard if he could he go. Shepard says, I rolled my ankle. He looked at him and said, can you go or not? This is the way I need you to run this go route, and made an adjustment, and it worked out. Sometimes you got to push and will people to do things that they don't know that they can do, but you believe in them enough to do it. That's where the coaching comes in, but then also that's where your leadership comes in. And it's not only showing them by example, it's obviously getting in there and rolling your sleeves up and going through the minutia with them. And and if you do that, which you can actively decide to do in a matter of conversations and actions, then then instead of talking about Indiana wasn't a one-off and this is who you are, this is like, okay, well, that was a one-off, and actually it inspired us to be a better team.
If you can get them to think it was their idea, even better.
That's right. Hey, I will tell you this. I watched the hockey inside the NHL. Here's a quick story. Nashville Predators were supposed to be a really good team. Kind of went through the motions, lackadaisical, got blown out by the Dallas Stars 9-2. And I guess that's like a no-no. They were going to play the Las Vegas team in Las Vegas. They actually, I think, all bought tickets to like Taylor Swift. Team was supposed to go. Coach canceled it. We just got beat. Nobody's going. They went on a winning streak where they won every game or tied for 2 months straight.
Woo!
So there you go. Right? They used that. That was the defining moment. So hopefully, ideally, this would be for Nebraska. But nevertheless, Jay Foreman, Austin Norman, quick break, and then we'll be right back. Put a bow on this bad boy the Monday after Bloomington. Old School, we'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, this is State Senator Carolyn Bosson. As a state senator, wife, and mom, I believe Nebraska is a great place to work and raise a family. My husband Reggie and I are local family business owners and proud to be involved in our community. Property tax relief is important to every family. Last year, I voted for the largest property tax relief package in Nebraska history, and I will continue to advocate for property tax relief. Vote Carolyn Bosson on November 5th. Paid for by Bosson for Legislature.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals in everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mostly sunny skies to start, but showers and storms arriving this afternoon. We'll see a high around 82. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms likely with a low around 54. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies return with an afternoon high around 79. I'm meteorologist Kyle Butler from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Bryant at 402-467-1111 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-467-1111.
Attention students and anyone else looking for a great deal. Sun Valley Lanes and Games has the ultimate weeknight special. For just $15.95, enjoy unlimited bowling, lucky putt mini golf, and laser tag. Flash your college ID at check-in to receive $2 off your admission. It's the perfect way to unwind Sunday through Thursday nights. Check out sunvalleylanes.com for hours and availability. Sun Valley Lanes and Games, located at 321 Victory Lane.
Lincoln's best place to meet, eat, and compete. Sun Valley.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
If you're not advertising your business on your vehicle, you're missing out on a lot of potential clients, and it's time to change that. Automotive Solutions excels in vinyl wraps and company IDs. They offer BG services with free warranties available, and they service all cars and diesel trucks too. They also service fleets, and if you push snow in the winter, get ahead now with your vehicles. Don't forget, ticket listeners receive a service discount on preventative maintenance. Call Automotive Solutions for an appointment at 531-249-5600 and stop by at 2040 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back. Quick segment. Jay Foreman, Austin Norman. Got a couple texts here before we put a bow on it. Bo Lever says, pull a bullet in the last segment, call it a day. Bo Lever. Bruce, my man Bruce says, I like Harburg's play in the first quarter. When Fedoni missed his block, Harburg was giving him an earful. LOL. Yeah.
Not LOL. It's legit.
Yeah, he was legit. 1575 says, you cannot convince me the talent at IU is greater than what we have. Leadership matters in business and sport. We're not 50 points worse than them. Bookmakers had it at 5 or 6 points. I agree. Dave from Renew said, let's talk about golf. You know what the equivalent of golf is, Dave? Or the analogy would be what we did Saturday? It's Jordan Spieth, number 12 at Augusta.
Oh, no.
It is. Here it is. Jordan Spieth. Jordan Spieth was at the top of his career. This is dead serious.
Yeah.
He was an odds-on favorite to win. He was winning the Masters.
Mhm.
Got cocky. And I think it's number 12. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, Dave, right? Number 12 at Augusta. And it's a little simple par 3. And there's wind and everything. And obviously, it's a lot harder shot than it looks. Actually, I've been there and I've walked the course. And the green is like a dime size. Hey, hit one, too short, spun off the green, water. A little wedge, right? There's the professionals now. And Jordan Spieth has real good hands for a short game. Water again. Hit it on there. 3 jack. Masters over. Right?
Thanks for playing. Try again next year.
Or here's another one. Right? Here it is. Rory McIlroy making the turn. Leading. Augusta. Number 10. Rory McIlroy can hit the ball forever. Hooked it. Left. And out of bounds. Done. There's been plenty of meltdowns, and that's what the equivalent of getting there and duking right down your leg.
Ooh, so, on the one hand, I get it. On the other hand, though, Nebraska didn't even make the turn against Indiana.
That is true.
You know,
well, here's the
third
thing.
play of the game.
Here's the real analogy. Okay, you start off with tied. You're the odds-on favorite. Slice in the woods. First tee shot. Done. You shoot 80. You shoot 85. They don't even put you on TV anymore.
Nope.
They pulled you with Nebraska against Texas. They pulled you on TV. So you shot like an 86. And the winner shot 66. You got beat by 20 strokes. So that's what it is. Normally you aren't 20 strokes worse than the whoever you're playing against. But that day, that tee shot was just. Then you had wind factors, and every time you tried to do something, it just got worse.
And your caddy was off too.
Yeah,
didn't bring in the right water.
No, here's we'll keep going.
Rangefinder was misadjusted.
We'll keep going, man. Listen, the equivalent was the caddy put 15 clubs in there, and you kept getting 2-shot penalties until you recognized on hole 16. I've been getting.
I got 15.
Yeah, I got 15. Ian Woosman, the first time I ever started watching golf, he was leading in the British Open. His caddy. Because I guess he warmed up with 2 drivers. Caddy forgot to take one out.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a good way. Hey, you are no longer needed. Your service is no longer rendered. So, anyways, there you go, Dave. I gave you plenty of analogies to go through, brother, talk about golf. Anyways, we'll move on. The Huskers need to move on. Jay Foreman, Austin Norman, appreciate you guys text in. And, everybody's going through it. We got a game being played Saturday and 4 more after that. But we're out of here. It's Ticket Week nights, and then tomorrow is Teammates Tuesday. So I'll talk to you Wednesday, maybe. Anyways, Jay Foreman, Austin Norman, Old School. We're out of here.
Hi, this is State Senator Carolyn Bosson. Education is a cornerstone for strong, vibrant communities. I voted for the largest investment in education in Nebraska history. As a state senator, wife, and mom, I believe Nebraska is a great place to work and raise a family. My husband Reggie and I are local family business owners and understand the valuable role of education in growing our community. This is Carolyn Bosson, and I will continue to support education in the legislature. Vote Carolyn Bosson on November 5th. Paid for by Bosson for Legislature.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mostly sunny skies to start, but showers and storms arriving this afternoon. We'll see a high around 82. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms likely with a low around 54. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies return with an afternoon high around 79. I'm meteorologist Kyle Butler from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Bryant at 402-467-1111 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-467-1111.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Tailored Life is your headquarters for all things fall in Bennett. Make the short drive down Highway 2 for tons of items for your home, both indoors and outdoors. Check out their variety of potted trees, mums, and more. Plus, porch pots and landscape lighting to enhance the outside of your home. Don't forget their home goods for indoors, plus convenient drinks and snacks, most of which are produced locally. Visit Tailored Life today in Bennett and stay tuned to their Facebook page at Tailored Life 360 for food truck events coming up.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
It takes hard work to make Nebraska the right place to raise a family, build a business, or grow a community. We're counting on working parents to make it happen.